Hello, Ellie, Autumn, Abby, James, and Michael, and anyone else who might want to watch this. Welcome to Paul's Piano Lessons, lesson number 1. I'm going to teach you how to play the piano. We're going to start at the very basics, and depending on how far you want to go and how much you want to work, you can learn to play almost anything you want on the piano. Now, I teach piano a little bit differently than some. I don't start with music. I start with just the keyboard, knowing how to play something for yourself so you kind of get interested and understand what you can do with the piano. So we're going to start with that basics, and then eventually I'll teach you how to read notes, and you can play classical or rock and roll or jazz or blues. There's lots of different styles of music to play. And so we're going to start today with just the very, very basics, okay? And these things, some things you just have to know no matter what. The first things we have to know is our fingers and how they're numbered. You see the charts. Left hand is pinky is 5, 4, 3, 2, thumb is 1. Right hand 5, 4, 3, 2, thumb is 1. So it's like this. Thumbs are 1. 4 fingers 1, 2, or 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you have to remember that. I want you to know thumbs are 1. Index fingers, this is called your index finger, is 2. Your middle finger is 3. Your ring finger, you have my ring here. Most people wear their rings on their 4th finger. You can wear them on other fingers, but that's called the ring finger. And the the pinky is number 5. So it's important to know that. Just remember those. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's look here. Next thing we're going to learn is we're going to learn the music alphabet. Now, the music alphabet has 7 letters. There's 26 letters in the regular alphabet. I don't know if you can see that at all. Let's see if we can get some light on it here. The music alphabet has 7 letters. All right, I'll bring it closer. We can look at it that way. So you've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts over again. So that's how the music alphabet goes. It's always that way, no matter what instrument you play. The only instrument that doesn't have letters is probably the drums. But A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, if you notice, if we look at the keyboard here, you're going to see that there's a lot more than 7 notes there. So what happens is, this is called a fixed pitched instrument. So the pitch doesn't change. Like on a guitar, you can bend the string, or a violin, you have to play it to keep it in tune. This is fixed. So if I play a note, it's always that note. Now on a real piano with strings, they can go out of tune because of humidity and different things will move them, so they have to be adjusted back. But on an electronic keyboard, which is what most people play on, the pitch is definitely fixed. So we have the 7 letters of the alphabet, and that repeat over and over again. All right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to find out how the keyboard works. So what I want us to do, what I want you to do here is we're going to do 2 things. I'm going to move up a little bit so you can see it here. I think what I want to do is first I want to show you how to hold your hands. Now I'm sitting probably about 10 inches from the piano. Now if you're little girls, you're going to be 6 inches. James, you're going to be maybe 6. Mikey, about the same, maybe more, or 10, maybe 12. So depending on how long your arms are. So when we play the piano, we want our hands. You can see our forearm and my wrist are even. It's not bent. It's not up like that. It's flat as it can be. And my fingers, if you look closely, if I can get the angle right, there we go. My thumb, and see my thumb and my index finger are the same. Really, my thumb and my pinky are not quite the same, but it's close enough, right? So when we play, we're playing like this. This is how our hand rests on the piano. Now you want your hand to be relaxed. You know, just not tense, you know, like I'm really rigid. It's nice and relaxed. You learn to relax your fingers. Just have a good time with it. Don't be stressed about it. You'll do just fine. We don't count mistakes in this. When you're learning, you're just learning. It's not about mistakes. We're just learning how to play. It's like learning how to walk for the first time, okay? So with both hands, and the distance is important. I don't want to be up like this, and I don't want to be too far back, so I'm reaching out. I want my elbows to be in line with my rib cage, right here. So you see that? So that's how I am. Right, I can move around and do stuff. I can go down, I can go up, right? So that's how we want to do. So think about your finger position and your wrists. So your fingers are all kind of even, and your wrists and your forearm are basically in a straight line with each other. So the next thing we want to learn is we want to learn how to find the different notes that are on the keyboard. And to do that, I'm going to take this to you and show you, take this chart. So you'll notice on this chart that there are some groups, right? So there's two groups. The first one is a group of 2 black notes. So I want you to look at your keyboard in front of you, and I want you to find the groups of black notes. So I'm going to see here, you can see, let me move the piano down, or the camera down, so we can see 2. I'm hitting those 2 notes right there, 2 notes there, 2 notes there. There's 2 notes here, 2 notes here, and down below where you can see, there's always 2 notes. There's a group of 2 notes always. Now what's important about and we're not talking about black notes right now other than this is a landmark. So the 2 black notes, the note that's immediately before it, so before it means from the left to the right. So the note that goes down from it, this first one, that is C note. And you can see that on the chart. So now that's the 2 groups. So the one before it is C, right? And the 3, you've got F. So the 3, the note right before it is F. So now look for all the groups of 3 and play those. Right? So you have groups of 2 and you have groups of 3. So this is kind of our landmarks. This is how you find out what notes we're actually playing. So you've got C and F. They're before the notes. So let's think about this. So this note right here is this right here. You see this little half black note? That is this is right here. Okay? Next, 1 octave higher. Now, does anybody know what octave means? What's an octagon or an octopus? How many legs or sides do they have? They have 8. So we have 8 notes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right? That's 8. So there's 7 letters of the alphabet. The 8th note repeats, which makes it an octave. So with A, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. That's 8 notes. All right, so that's called an octave. So every 8th note repeats. Every 8th note repeats. So we know where to find our C's. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you just to take a minute and again find all of the C's on the piano. You find the 2 black notes and the note before it. And the ones on the left side you play with your left hand. The ones in front of you play with your right hand. So that's all the C notes. Now find all of the F notes. So you find the group of 3. Group of 3 right before it. All right? So that's how you find F. Now I'm going to teach you a scale. We're going to do a little scale because I want you to be able to play the music alphabet as it needs to be played. So let's go back to find the group of 2 notes right in front of you. Now you should be kind of sitting in the middle of the piano. So you sit in the middle of the piano, you find the 2 black notes, and I want you to play the C right before it, but I want you to use your middle finger. Excuse me. So you're going to play it with your 3rd finger right in the middle. Now that note is C. So in the alphabet, what note comes before C? B, right. So you play that with your 2nd finger. What note comes before B? A, because it goes A, B, C. So A you're going to play with your thumb. So you're going to play A, B, C. I want you just to play that and then back down. A, B, C, B, A. A, B, C, B, A. B, C, B, A. Just play it over and over again. On every place you can find a C note. I use different fingers with the left hand, but that's okay. So with the right hand, you're going to play with your thumb is going to be on A. Your 2nd finger is going to be on B. Your 3rd finger is going to be on A. All right? Now, how many notes are in the alphabet? 7, and then with the repeated note, it's 8. So I've only got 5 fingers. So 5 fingers can only play 5 notes in a row. So I'm going to have to turn my hands under a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play A, B, C. Fingers 1, 2, 3. The next note, what note comes after C? D. So now we're going to go to D. So instead of playing with my 4th finger, I'm going to play with my thumb again. So I'm going to go A, B, C, and I'm going to start over with D, E, F, and then I'm going to use my 4th finger and my pinky. So I have 5 notes in a row there. So see if you can do that nice and slow. Don't worry if you don't play it as fast as I do. You'll get it. And then you can go right backwards. So with your thumb, you play D, E, F, G, A. back down, it's A, G, F, E, D. Then if I want to go on further, I'm going to put my third finger on the C, my second finger on the B, and my thumb on the A. So again, if I do the whole thing, it's going to go A, B, C, thumb under on D, E, F, fourth finger on G, pinky on A. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or A, G, F, E, D, third finger on C, B, A. So just try that a whole bunch of times, just over and over again. So now I can do all of that, but you keep turning your thumb under. Right now I just want you to focus on these 8 notes. A, B, C, thumb, D, E, F, G, pinky. Pinky, fourth finger, third finger, second finger, first finger. Third finger, second finger, second finger, first finger. Okay? So that is an A, it's called an A natural minor scale. Okay? But it gives you all the letters of the alphabet in a row. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do that with our left hand. So with our left hand, we're going to start with, everything starts with the pinky, not the thumb. On the right hand, the thumb is the dominant. In the left hand, it's the pinky. So when you're going to find your C, remember you got 2 black notes, a note right below it is C. I want you to play it with your middle finger again, okay? On the C. Now you're going to go down to A. So the next note before C is B. And you go down in pitch, B. And the note before that is A. So you got A, B, C. So I want you just with those 3 fingers, just go A, B, C. 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3. A, B, C. 5, 4, 3. A, B, C. And then you go to D with your first finger, which is your second finger, your index finger. And then you're going to run out and you're going to go to the E with your thumb. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we got, again, 8 notes and 5 fingers. So now we take our thumb, we use our 3 fingers again, or we use them for the second time. So it's going to be F is going to be your third finger now. G is your second. A is your thumb. So it's F, G, A. 3, 2, 1. F, G, A. F, G, A. F, G, A. F, G, A. You can do these things over and over until you're really comfortable with them. Don't be in a hurry to move on. So you're going to go back down. You're going to go A, G, F, fingers 1, 2, 3. Again, we need 5 more fingers, so I'm going to start with my thumb. On E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E, D, C, B, A. E, D, C, B, A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we were going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we're going down. Right, so it's different with each hand. So now we'll do it one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A, B, C, D, E. Third finger on F, G, A. Going down. A, G, F. Thumb on E, D, F, B. C, excuse me. E, E, D, C. Sorry. E, D, C, B, A. Okay? So just take your time. I want you to really learn that scale. That's a really important thing. All right, so this is, you can take this and learn this stuff. And then the next thing that we're going to learn is we're going to learn how to play chords and how to make up a little song. All right? So a chord, let's look here at our chart. A chord is made of every other note name, right? So we'll start with C in this case. So you got C. What's the next note is C, but it's every other, so you skip it. So C, skip D, E. Then you're going to skip F, and you're going to play G. So it's going to be C, E, G. On the piano, it's C, E, G. So you take, and you're going to play them. If you think about your hand like this, you got 5 notes in a row. See how that works? Every finger plays a note. So right now we're going to play every other note. We're going to go C with my first finger, E with my middle finger, and G with my pinky, my 5th finger. So just try to do that, however slow you need to. Every other note. Okay, that's called a C chord or a C triad. What is triad? What is a triad? Well, a triad means three notes, but a triangle has 3 sides to it, so it's 3. So we have 3 note chords. Now there's more note chords, but right now we're just learning 3. These are the basic chords. So that is the C triad or the C chord. The first note always gives you its name. So C, E, G is a C chord. You can play that. You can play them all at one time, or all at one time, or you can play them broken. Try to keep your fingers from splaying too much. Just keep them nice and level. Try to relax your hand. Don't be in a hurry with it. Don't play it as fast as I do. Just play it. Okay? That is the C chord. Now, we played a chord on C. How about, can we play a chord on D? Well, yeah. Because you got D, you're going to skip E. You got F, you're going to skip G. You got A. Right? So D, skip E, F, skip G, A. So I'm skipping every other letter, every other note name. So D, F, instead of D, E, it's D, F. Instead of F, G, it's F, A. And that's a D minor chord. We'll explain minor later. But that's a D chord. D, F, A. If I go over to E, I can do the same thing. E, skip F, G, skip A, B. E, G, B. E, G, B. Same thing can happen on F. F, I skip A, I skip G. F, I skip G, play the A, skip B, play C. F, A, C. I'm going to set that there. So we don't have enough going that way, but you can just figure it out. So if I started at F, now I go to G. So I'm going to play G, B, D. G, skip the A, play the B, skip the C, play the D. G, B, D. I can play them one at a time, or I can play them all at once. It takes a little harder to do them all at once, but you can start practicing these. Then you go to A. A, you skip B, play C, you skip D, you play E. A, C, E, fingers 1, 3, 5. And then B, you play B, D, you skip the C, you skip the E, you play F. B, D, F, B, D, F. Right? And then you're back to C again. C, E, G. Only you're 8 notes higher. Now with the left hand, let's just do this, do that just a little bit. We can see it there. Okay, you can't really see the fingers, but just look at it on the screen there on the chart. So it's every other note name. Not every other black note. It's every other note name. So remember, we said the alphabet is just the 7 letters are all in a row, but now we're skipping one. So how we're starting with C. Now on the left hand, remember I said you don't start with your thumb. The dominant is the pinky. So now we're starting with the pinky on C. So we're going to find the 2 notes together, black notes. The note immediately before that is C. So it's C, skip D, E, skip F, G. So now I got a C chord. C, E, G. You can just play that over and over again, just until you get, you may want to hit other notes, you may do things like that. That's okay. You're just going to get to your hand is relaxed. See how straight my wrist is? Just nice and straight. Then you're going to go to D. Again, you skip the E, you skip the G. So it's D, F, A. Right? And then you go to E. You skip the F and the A. So it's E, G, B. That's an E chord. Then you go to F. F, you skip the G, you skip the B. So you play A, F, A, C. Then you go to G, G, skip the A, B, skip the C, D. Now it's my G chord. A chord is A, skip B, play C, skip D, play E. Then B chord is B, skip C, play D, skip E, play F. And then you go to the C again. You start it over 1 octave higher, 8 notes higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are called scale tone triads. So it's every other note name. You use fingers 5, 3, and 1 on the left hand, 1, 3, and 5 on the right hand. That's a triad, scale tone triad. I can play D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, C. And then I can play them up and down. Now what I want you to do right now is I want you just to play just one hand and just kind of get it so that it's comfortable. This will be all we'll work on this week. So everything that I'm just going to review everything for you real quickly. We got our 5 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Music alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Repeats A, B, C, D, E, F, G all the way up the keyboard. We find our notes where? Well, you got the 2 black notes. The note before that is C. The 3 black notes, the group before that is F. So if you get lost, because when you look at this, there's a lot there. Just look for those little groups. Those groups will help you find your way. I want you to be able to find any note on the keyboard that you're asked, and then I want you to be able to. We had the little scale that we did, remember? So we played A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. The right hand, you start with your pinky instead of the thumb. I didn't tell you. Next time we'll do a lesson where you actually learn to play a song. What I want you to think about as you're playing, I want you to listen to yourself. Listen to what sounds. That may sound bad. You might get bad notes. You know, your fingers may not right. You know, sometimes you're going to have to remind yourself to get your fingers right. Your fingers may not be super coordinated right away. It takes time to get them coordinated. It's like learning to do anything. Throw a baseball or shoot a basketball, any kind of sport, any kind of, if you want to learn to sew, you got to learn how to move things the right way. There's lots to learn in life, and everything takes practice. So I want you to spend like 15 minutes a day just doing the things that I showed you. You're going to find notes, and then you're going to play your A scale. If you get it once, do it again until it becomes comfortable, right? And then you're going to play your chords. Now the 2 chords we have what we call block chords. They're all at one time, and a broken chord is the same 3 notes, but you play them individually. And you can kind of just go up the scale and come back down. So if you spend your time just learning those chords. Now the other thing I wanted to tell you, and it's important that you listen to yourself. Okay, I started to say that, but let me emphasize it. We're listening now. Like when you play up here, you hear high notes, middle notes, low notes. So let your ear is going to learn to hear things, and you'll be surprised what you can hear and what you can do. All right, so that's lesson 1. Next time we'll learn actually how to make up a simple song. All right, talk to you later.